Through iconic songs like You've Got a Friend, Natural Woman, Will You Love Me Tomorrow, and The Beloved Beautiful, Carole King's life and legendary career will come alive at the historic Dock Street Theater later this month. Joining us with more about Charleston Stage's production of Beautiful, the Carole King musical, is Charleston Stage's artistic director, Mary Beth Clark, and the talented Eliza Node, who will be portraying the iconic Carole King in this production. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
So this musical, it's a hot one. So it previewed in Broadway. It opened on Broadway in 2014, about 10 years. Can you give us an overview of what this musical is about?
Absolutely. It was so popular in New York that it actually ran on national tours for a couple years before we had access to it. So what's interesting about it is it has all the music you want to hear, but unlike a lot of what we call jukebox musicals that are more like concert, it has a lot of storyline, and you find out a lot about this woman who a lot of us didn't discover until the Tapestry album. And she had a full career as a writer and composer prior to that. Yeah. So I think if you love her, you'll get just what you need. And if you don't know her, well, then you need to come see Beautiful.
Yes, you absolutely do. And I do want to hear a little about Carole King. And who better to ask than Eliza herself?
Yes.
Tell me about her.
Well, the show begins when she's 16 years old, living in Brooklyn with her family. And she wants to be a songwriter, specifically not a singer. So she writes a lot of songs for a lot of famous artists, and it goes a little bit into her relationships that she had, specifically with Jerry Goffin, who was also her writing partner. And things start to get a little bit hairy with him, and she sort of branches away from him and starts to become her own solo singer-songwriter artist. So that's pretty much the plot and a lot about her life, too.
Yeah. Is this a role you've always wanted to play?
Most definitely. As soon as it came to Broadway, like, Carole King's music is so iconic and so beautiful, so of course I would want to be someone like her.
How do you go into the preparation aspect of it?
Yeah, it's great to be able to play someone that already exists. There's lots of things that I can look into. I read her biography, listened to her music, watch her concerts, listen to her interviews, TV interviews, to be able to figure out how to step into the shoes of someone like her.
Yeah. And now, why did Charleston Stage decide to bring this production to Charleston?
Well, it is a show that has a fairly limited availability. We were told by the people who help us get rights that it's about to go back on national tour. So there was a tiny window where we could do it. And it's a great way to end a season. It is the final show in our 46th season, so it's a great way to celebrate music and to celebrate artists, to celebrate people really going for their dreams and finding what they're passionate about. And I think our audiences will find that they are half the time saying, oh, that's the song I wanted to hear, and the other half saying, I didn't know she wrote that.
Totally, absolutely. And now Charleston Stage puts on, amazing, amazing productions. Why this one? What sets it apart from other ones?
I think there's a sense of it being familiar. So people, they love to see something they think they know. But I think it's surprising. I think it's not what you expect if you haven't seen it. And that will be great for us. It's also a way for us to showcase incredible talent, because there are multiple singing groups represented. So we have the Drifters, and we have the Shirelles, and so all of these iconic groups are showing up, and we have that talent in our community, and we're really lucky to be able to showcase them.
And now, Eliza, what do you hope that audiences take away from this performance?
Ooh, I hope that they have a good time. I think that the music is just so wonderful, and so I really think that people are just going to be like moving and grooving in their seats.
Yeah, well, I think having a good time, that's easy.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll have a good time. And now, so Beautiful, the Carole King musical, it's from April 10th through the 28th, Wednesdays through Sundays. Tickets and all the times are available on charlestonstage.com. Ladies, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much.
We're back after this.